Let's do that history roll.
Got a 16. I think I'm safe.
I got it.
I really hope you're not. Oh, okay.
Chowder again?
Do I have to?
I got a 20.
Yes. I've done it a couple times in a row before.
Wait.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we want to stick with the thing where 20 picks it, or was that a one-off?
Was it a natural 20?
Oh, yeah,
it
we
was a
could
nat
do
20.
that. We could do that.
Because I do want to spare Chowder. Matt or Ryan, do either of you guys feel like you want to do it?
I feel like I want Chowder to do it.
Me and my 9 are very happy to pass.
Okay.
For that reason, you should do Ryan.
Well, before I do that, can I choose Pat?
You cannot choose the DM.
All right, Ryan, let me know what happened last episode.
If none of you fuckers had to do it, I don't have to fucking do it either.
That's fair. I would never ask you to do that. What did we do? Surprisingly little, I feel like. Leaving Crinkle Snoot Caverns, we roasted Greg for a final time. We then
didn't even roast him.
We slightly roasted him.
We didn't mean to.
What do you mean roast?
Well, like didn't Bait have some like
called him by
passive-aggressive-
Greg.
Yeah, like we
Called him Greg.
like
He didn't mean to. He didn't know his name.
it's passive aggressive. I thought it was purposeful.
Oh no, Bait forgot his name was
Okay.
Grill. Bait was just saying.
All right,
bye,
too much
Greg.
time on Grill. So we talked. We said goodbye to Grill / Greg. We then went back to the bar that we burned down, or at least and then Jedda went in there, took a quick note of the map that is on the wall, and then compared it to the map piece that we have. Was able to come up with a more conducive, complete map. We then went that way. Jerry and the skeleton crew were having some difficulties, but through engineering degrees, we were able to figure out a foolproof system to get it working. And then as we approached the what we assumed to be, at least, or hopefully assumed to be, the hideout and probable location of Locke, we decided to go. I think there was what were the two options? It was Wolf, or what was the other one called? There was like
Cyclone.
a Wolf. The Wolf or Cyclone. We chose
yeah.
Cyclone, and of course it was a water cyclone, known as what is it called?
A whirlpool?
Whirlpool. Because,
Or a maelstrom,
Maelstrom is better.
depending on how big it is.
Yeah, so it was a maelstrom, which was probably supposed to be a very difficult or interesting challenge, and then Bates' druid powers kind of negated it almost immediately. And then, surprise, surprise, at the very end, we turn and see that Tony Lyons, that we interacted with on in the turtle segment of our campaign, he's here. He was also a former member of the Black Tide, and he was on like a surfboard thing, really weird. And now we're about to figure out why he's here and if he's to hurt
Also,
us.
something of note, Bait tried to get me kicked out along the way.
Unbeknownst to you,
Unbeknownst to
Bait
me.
questioned your purpose beyond Locke's retrieval.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But is that pretty accurate?
Listen, I gotta play the character. Jedda almost got me specifically killed. Bait was really
generally or
questioning-
specifically though.
Specifically.
Implicitly or explicitly?
Innie or outie?
Okay. So, as you guys finish your cyclonal adventure, you see Tony Lyons in the distance. He is still sailing away from you. He doesn't quite notice you yet. But obviously you're in a boat. He's on a windsurfing board. You could catch him pretty easily.
Let me ask this. I know Control Water is a concentration spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if Bait loses concentration of the spell, does that whirlpool come back?
Yes, it would.
Shit.
How long?
That is
does
me
that
saying
spell
shit,
last?
not Maeve.
Yeah, how long? How long does Control Water?
One action, concentration up to 10 minutes.
Well, either way, we should get out of the range of that whirlpool.
Well, we
Yeah.
did. We sailed closer to the island. We're well out of its range at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys open up the bag. Everybody make a Constitution check again.
I thought we were gonna have the skeleton do it.
Yeah, but you are in range of it now. You're
Yeah.
all standing at the front of the boat.
I don't know, man. Farts have range.
I really don't like fart bag.
It's
We're in the splash zone.
you're in
if
the
you will.
yeah, you're in the flow.
Oh god. That was a 10 plus.
Nat
something.
1.
Oof.
Unnatural 20.
It's 11 for me.
I got a total of
Okay.
3.
So, Jedda, with a crit fail, you immediately run to the side of the boat and start vomiting because the stench is so bad. the bait with your 3, you again start to feel a little bit woozy.
Oh, that was an accident. I'm sorry.
Good Foley work.
Yeah, so the other 2, you are fine just standing as is. But now that you are getting closer to Tony Lyons, he begins to smell the smelly smell, and he turns around. Are your sails still black?
I imagine
They're like
so.
a gray. They're like
we
a
haven't
gray.
changed them.
Well, right.
How far
but
away is he within range of message?
What's the range of message?
I believe it's 120 feet.
If it's 120, then yes. If it's 60, it's not.
Let me double check that. Yeah, it's 120 feet.
Okay, so yeah, you can send a message.
Well, if it isn't Tony Lyons. Why? What brings you here?
You know this guy? Oh, God, that's gross.
Can he respond, or
Yeah.
is that okay?
Tony
can
can
respond.
respond, but Jedda can't hear
Right.
message at all.
Oh, wait, I thought he was saying that out loud. My bad.
Yeah, I'm whispering it. Yeah, it's you like whisper it into your hand, and then it kind of like zips to their ear.
Wait a minute, is that Colt?
The one and only. I'm going to message again. The one and only, my friend.
Colt, buddy, so happy to see you. Can I come up on your ship there, eh?
Of course, my good friend.
This isn't going to be an exact like accent match, just because it was Josh versus me. But
I've been in that spot. You're
Good
fine.
enough.
yeah, I'm trying to do my best.
I think honestly, if you just do classic beloved Locke, you're pretty close there.
I'm kind of doing that, just not exactly the same.
Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
what he was going for, so I think that's perfect.
He's like, all right, hey, if you might closing up that fart sack, eh?
Larry, close the fart sack, please.
And then he surfs over to you. He kind of like waits for a rope to be thrown down.
Can you remind me what Tony Lyons looks like?
Yes, I can.
He's a
So
dwarf, right?
he is a dwarf. He is not dressed in his wrestling garb anymore, but he's got like the equivalent of what a Hawaiian shirt would be, like very loose, very kind of like floral. It's almost like a turtle stitched together a bunch of leaves and flowers for him. Like it's literally made out of plants. And he's just got like some board shorts on. He's unarmed completely. He has a staff on his back though, but he's just like chilling. He's not wearing any shoes or anything. He's kind of like a hippie. He's got a big beard, long hair, kind of rotund.
Cool. Thank you.
So he climbs aboard. He's like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy to see you guys."
You know this guy?
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna step up with a very puzzled face and say, "How did you get off the turtle?"
Oh, it's easy. I hitched a ride on an eagle, or what was it? A rock.
Oh, so I guess that's just kind of a service that they're providing nowadays.
Well, I'm guessing he didn't burn down their tree, so
True.
they were probably a little
Yeah.
nicer.
They're pretty helpful around the island to the normies. You guys just kind of pissed them off a little bit.
I don't think that's true. I was very kind and just protecting my friends. I don't think I did anything untoward.
Excuse me, guys. The turtle?
Oh, hi. Sorry, I don't know you. My name's Tony.
Jedda. I shake his hand.
Nice to meet you, Jedda.
Suffice it to say, of the many spirits in the Badlands, one is in the form of a turtle that very few people seem to be aware of, despite how frickin' big it is.
Most people just get scared off by the storm. You
No.
guys got unlucky. Kind of like this other black tide ship got unlucky.
Unlucky in what way?
Unlucky in the sense that they crash landed on our island, but they weren't so nice as you guys.
You're talking about somebody from the Black Tide showed up to the turtle?
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing so far out of their patrol zone, but they crashed and washed up on our shore, and we started to take care of them, but I guess their greed got in the way and they started attacking and pillaging, but they also mentioned something about a dragonborn, and I knew that the only dragonborn in these parts was Locke.
Is Nana okay?
Oh, yeah, don't worry. We took care of him. And he kind of just like winks at Kalt.
This is good, very good.
There's just like an odd, like fearful look on his face.
I love turtles.
We're aware.
What a bunch of creeps. Attacking the very people who helped you out in a pinch. Nah.
So yeah, anyways, I came to help rescue Locke because they mentioned they had him holed up in their the compound up there, eh? And he nods over to the middle island. You can kind of see that it's not so much spread out because the island itself is very small, so it's built vertically, and it's made of a whole bunch of metal, but kind of draped in some shrubs and leaves to appear as if it's completely natural.
Okay.
I was going to ask to make an insight check against Tony Lyons. I want to, I guess, see how genuine he feels about all this happening. Ooh, that's a nat 20.
Okay, so everything he's told you is true. The only slight twinge you get is in his. You don't think he came by this information purely from the Black Tide members spilling the beans that they had at Dragonborn. You sense there's a little bit of malicious stuff that had happened.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask, like, okay, so you got off the island and now you happen to figure this out? You happen to be chasing him? What are we missing?
Because, I mean, we had to fight a Jinny to, like, get here. I don't know about you.
You guys forget, I'm ex-Black Tide. I know things. I don't need no stinking maps.
One question. How is our beloved friend Edmund?
Oh, Edmund is absolutely phenomenal. He's just chilling. He's honestly one of the wisest men I've ever met. Yeah. So he's kind of like on the island council.
That tracks.
He also told me to tell you guys hi. He misses you.
Very kind of him to say hi and not come himself to send his friend. He must be very busy.
Tony kind of gets a little bit somber with it and says, you guys might not know this, but I owe my life to Locke. And it was only anything I could do to help him out. I was going to do it.
That is very kind of you.
Well, coincidentally, we're here for the same reason. So why don't you point us in the right direction? We'll find him, and we'll get out of here, assuming he's all right. Right?
One thing, it's probably not a good idea to sail in there.
Why not?
If you catch my drift.
Not.
And he kind of like holds up his surfboard.
Why shouldn't we sail in?
The ship is going to attract a lot of attention. We gotta go in there sneaky.
What if it looked like something else?
Any boat. It's got to be either like...
Even like a canoe?
I think that would draw quite a lot of attention, yeah.
A canoe is very small, I'm just saying.
What if it's a 4-person kayak with 5 skeletons hanging off the back?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, the reason why I'm windsurfing is not because it's fun necessarily. It is fun, admittedly. But I think we could fashion you guys a couple of these and we could just skirt in there pretty nicely. I would probably leave the Scaly Boys behind, but that's just me.
What's the most obvious way, like, onto this tower, into this, like, sort of thing in the middle here?
There's a small shore and, like, docks, but for what you can gather, the only way in is, like, the front door, quote unquote, like the gate. But you can assume that if you spend a little time like looking around, once you get there, you might be able to find a back way in or like a hidden passageway.
Okay. I'm going to turn to Maeve and I'm going to say, all right, well, we're closer than ever to getting Locke back. Do you think we could shrink this bad boy down, go in there, see what we can do?
I mean, we can, but what are we going to do with all of Kalt's friends? And she uses air quotes there.
Hold on, let me take a look at my spell list.
They're more workplace associates than friends, except for Jerry.
Well, I mean, they're already dead, right? Why not just let them float in the water?
Look at Jerry's hat. It would get all waterlogged.
This is Chowder saying this, but we could, like, pull a watchman and just, like, have them form a raft.
Oh my god, you were going like deep Watchmen.
I don't remember that from Watchmen.
That's because it's not in the movie.
No, I've read the comic book too. Is that from
That's
the comic within a comic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What I would suggest, humbly as your DM, would be to go off on your surfboards that Tony will make and just like leave the boat kind of sailing around the perimeter of this place manned by the Scaly crew.
Well, because my first thought was to basically turn the friendship into Maeve's surfboard. So, but I don't know how that would affect the rest of the crew.
So there is a small shoreline on this side of the cliffs. you could just kind of like leave them there.
I'm assuming that there's really no place for them to walk. We'd literally be marooning them until we come back to get them.
Yeah, but they're skeletons.
Not
Who
the
cares?
worst thing.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. They are puppets
Not like,
after all.
they don't need anything to live. But
They're not
also,
quite puppets.
can you,
You got your hands up their asses.
for my own edification, does that spell that reanimated them allow you to like unreanimate them and just turn them back into bones and carry them with you and then reanimate them later?
Not
You could kill him.
actually.
Okay.
You're supposed to keep us under control.
I just want to know for
So-
my own.
So when the time limit, because it lasts for 24 hours, when that 24 hours is over, I either have to recast the spell or I lose control of them.
Ooh, okay. Gotcha.
We better not take 24 hours then.
It's already been 24 hours. I'm just assuming that because you have no other use for your spells so far, you've been
Yeah,
telling them that,
I got
like-
them. I got them covered.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you can either leave them on this shoreline. There's enough room for them to like stay hidden. There's some shrubbery, but unless you want them to also try to surfboard in with you, there's no real good way to bring them with you.
Beta is going to voice support for Maeve's plan of leaving them on the shoreline while what's his face Tony Lyons makes us surfboards.
Okay.
Yep, sounds good to me.
So, how long is it going to take them to make these surfboards?
He kind of looks over at the shoreline, sees that there's a decent number of palm trees. He's like, give me 30 minutes tops.
That's impressive. This guy deserves a big tip. So while that's happening, while we're offloading all the people, Tony's making the surfboards, I would like to use my Wand of Enemy Detection. I would like to expend a charge. I will whisper, I'll stay in a safe distance back because it works within 60 feet. I'm also getting a vibe from Tony, and I'm going to expend one charge. So I know the direction of the nearest hostile creature within 60 feet, but not its distance. I can sense the presence of pretty much any kind of thing.
All right. So, sorry, my dog is snoring,
Oh, that's so cute.
and I don't know if it's going to come up on the recording, so I'm trying to like time it.
If it does, that's honestly impressive.
So, Tony is not hostile to you.
Okay.
You don't know exactly his intentions, but based on Maeve's check, he is not hostile towards you or your party or anybody.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to pocket the wand again and go about, I don't know, making sure that the skeletons are like hiding behind a bush real good. Oh.
While that happens, everyone's off the boat. I'm going to concentrate on the friendship, and I'm going to turn it into the friend sail in a turn it into a wind sail, similar to what Tony showed up on.
Tony sees you do this. He's like, hey, only 25 minutes now. As he saved him having to make one board. So Tony has found an appropriately sized tree, and he's digging in with his bare hands and pulling bark off of it. As he's doing that, he's kind of shaping them into board shapes, grabbing a long branch to stick in the middle, and then kind of weaving together leaves to make the sails.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Like, that's
So,
impressive.
unless-
In only 25 minutes? Yeah.
I've been on the island a long time here. We love to windsurf.
If you don't mind my asking, I mean, clearly you're very skilled. You learned a lot while you were on the island. Where's your family?
I still have them on the island. I knew they would be safe there. It was honestly a freak accident that the black tide ended up there, so I'm not too worried. Plus, your buddy Edmund is a great fighter.
That he is. Very skilled.
Bait is more just wondering, like, why the hell would he just leave his family to come out here and make surfboards to maybe get his friend back?
Are you asking that?
It's very cowabunga of him.
It's extremely cowabunga, like
Right?
big cowabunga
Are you saying
energy.
that, or just like reiterating
Bait-
that feeling to me?
I'm just telling you. I'm expressing
Okay.
this to you guys above table. I'm just like, what the
Gotcha.
fuck?
So yeah, after like 25 minutes, unless anybody else does anything they want to do, he has finished making the sails.
So, how exactly does this thing work again?
So all you got to do is grab onto the handle on the sail in the middle, put your feet on either side, and steer into the wind.
Is there any wind right now?
Yeah, there is. So the peculiar thing about this area is all of the winds blow towards the island.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
Well, I mean, if these people have fart bags that they use to motorboat, I'm sure that they have some sort of control over this stuff.
This is very
Oh,
impressive.
by the way, I saw a couple of you getting sick. You guys know if you plug your nose, you're fine, right?
Bait face palms so loudly it echoes through the canyon.
I, of course, as one of this world's greatest minds, I figured that out some time ago.
Cool, just checking. And then he starts to sail off. He's like, well, no time to waste.
All right, let's get going.
We're just gonna
All right,
follow
so-
Tony Lyons?
Yes, you are. And this one, I want everybody to make a...
Would this be like athletics?
I think it'd probably be athletics.
Okay.
Or would it be charisma? Charisma, because we gotta look cowbunga, man.
If you want to do some charisma stuff as well as the athletics, I'll let you flavor it as if you are like cowabunga-ing.
I'm going to guide myself. Say a small little...
You can do this, Kalt. You're good enough. Jeddy's watching. You don't embarrass him.
Come on, don't fuck me on this dice.
That is a nat 1 plus a 1 for a 1 because I have a -1 to athletics.
Oh, man, that is just 10.
I got a 13.
I also
Okay.
got a 13.
Okay, so everybody besides Kalt starts to sail off, and as soon as Kalt tries to step on the board, it starts to wobble back and forth, and he's kind of like overcorrecting, and you just hear whoa, 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 and then a big splash.
Excuse me,
But
Tony. How long do you perceive this journey is taking?
It's gonna be a couple minutes here, guy.
All right.
And then
whatever.
what he's gonna do is he's gonna
I'm gonna toss the bag of farting at Calt and be like, maybe this'll help.
I'm going to take the void staff, smash up this stupid board, and then I'm going to cast fly on myself.
Tony kind of looks at the board smithereens. He's just like, oh.
It was not. It was finely crafted. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Jedda, tip the man some gold for his work.
You know what? Just the way that you made this board and the friendship you says, I'm going to use that as my happy thought for my flight spell.
And I'm going to
Jesus Christ.
cast
Okay.
fly.
Oh, look, my happy thought is here. It's you.
So he looks at you just like, all right, just stay close to the water.
I zoom close to the water, skimming it. Very Michael Bay-like.
Do you get the lens flare in the background as the camera pans across?
And I'm wearing sunglasses all of a sudden.
Oh, fuck
Tits
yeah.
out.
What'd you say?
All right,
Tits out.
It's
it's out for the boys. So yeah, at this point, you can see Tony is surfing away. His Hawaiian shirt has been opened and it's just flowing in the breeze. His long hair and beard also soaked in the salt water, flying behind him, looking extra cool. So Jedda, I think you said you wanted to roll charisma to try to make it pretty cowabunga as well.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
I mean, I guess I will. What I'm gonna do is just like reach out a hand to the water and just sort of like
Yeah, I got you.
yeah. That is 13 plus
Nice.
2, 15.
Okay, so you kind of lean while holding onto the board with one hand. You drag your right hand in the water behind you, and you look down, and the water is so clear, but you can't see the bottom. It seems almost impossibly deep, and that's it. So then
Yeah.
you just come back up. All right.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, you guys make it to the beach around this compound. There are some watchtowers, but as long as you kind of stay close to the ground, they won't be able to see you.
Seems like shitty watchtowers.
They're really only looking out for the entrances and exits.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And you just happened to sneak by before they caught you on the inside. So, as soon as you get there, Tony suggests ditching the boards.
So where are we now? Just so I can
You are on
understand.
the compound island. So there's a small beach that runs around the periphery of the island, a couple docks, but the main gate is kind of elevated above you. You'd have to climb up a couple, not like super tough mountainous areas. Like it's still not super steep, but the entrance is probably 20 feet above you right now. And then there's some docks around the bottom side.
Okay.
There is a decent amount of jungle as well before you would actually reach the mountainous part. So there's some cover.
Okay. So as people are ditching their windboards, I'm going to basically use reshape my windboard / the friendship into a little pocket-sized one and just put it in my pocket.
Okay. So as soon as you ditch all of them, Tony looks at you. All right. If we're going to do this the right way, we got to find some place to hide until it gets dark. I think we should try to find some place in the jungle to make a little bit of a camp.
Works for me.
Lead the way, Tony. You obviously know more about this than us.
All right, so you guys start to travel around the perimeter of the island looking for a nice little spot that's got enough cover. Roll stealth for me, everybody.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm going to roll for Tony.
Oh, it's
I got a 6.
Oh my god, I'm rolling like such crap. It's a good thing I have good stealth.
9 + 1, 10.
15
I got
from a
8.
7.
16.
What was the lowest one?
I may have been bait.
I think it was Colin, yeah. Okay, so you guys start to go through. Everybody's super quiet except for Bait. Tony
Typical.
turns around, sees Bait kind of like stumbling through the thick weeds, and picks him up and puts him on his back.
I'm gonna like slap Bait.
I do not consent to that, and I turn into a sparrow, and I tweet, "Fuck you."
No, it would be
Okay.
very funny considering that he's a dwarf and then like Bates
I'm much
Bates'
taller.
legs are just dragging
Yep.
behind him.
Like, I gotta do everything myself.
By the dwarf.
Alas, I am a sparrow, and I am
Okay.
just fluttering around. Very
Oh,
annoyed.
I want to slap Bait and tell him, be quiet.
So as soon as he picks you up and you react to,
The bird strokes its chin, growing more suspicious of Tony.
you just transform into a bird, and he kind of looks like, the fuck was that for? At you, and then just shakes his head and keeps
Bait
walking.
could say the same thing.
You were being loud. He's trying not to die. Okay, so you travel for a decent amount of time, but before you actually find a place to make camp, you spot a very long dock that sticks out way further than it should into the like cove that you're in, with a shack that is attached to it, but it's positioned over the water on stilts.
I'm going to lay flat on the ground, pull out my binoculars, and try to see into the shed.
Okay, make a perception check for me with advantage.
Yeah. It's a good thing I had advantage. All right. Let's see. That is 8 plus 5, 13.
There aren't many windows on this shack, but from what you can see on the inside, it looks kind of just like where someone lives. There's a bed, a kitchen, but also what seems to be like a drafting table positioned in front of the window for people to like make schematics and whatnot.
Oh, weird.
Do I see anyone in there right now?
There's nobody in there currently.
Do we see
I whisper to the others, coast clear.
do we see where is there like an obvious entrance around here?
Yeah, so on the dock, there's like a ladder that goes up to the shack, but the height difference is pretty remarkable. The shack is also very large for what it is, and it's built up over the water on stilts.
I'm going to summon Uge,
Okay.
and I'm going to have him kind of keep a lookout for us in the shadows with his big old
Like you're
eye
gonna leave
watching.
him in the jungle to watch over.
I don't know. I was just gonna like as we're trying to figure out what to do here. I'm gonna summon him so there's an extra pair of eyes watching.
Can he talk to you?
He can send me like feelings.
Okay.
I believe.
Gotcha.
Like I think there's like a link there.
Okay, so yeah, right now there's nobody around. You can either go investigate the dock or like try to make camp and wait for nightfall.
Well, Tony, do you think it'd be wise? Should we wait for nightfall or should we investigate this? Do you know what this building is?
I have a feeling that whoever lives there doesn't want to be here.
What do you mean doesn't want to be here?
The Black Tide have a history of kidnapping people and using them for the various nefarious dealings.
Well, that's a nice rhyme. I like that.
Various and nefarious.
Typical Black Tide.
Jedda, what do you know about this? In this area, anyway, what have you seen?
Well, from where I'm from, Black Tide, I do much of the same thing there too. They're also just hired muscle for whenever a rich guy needs to force out a small farmer. It's how they work.
Tony kind of scans the area and he notices that the dock itself kind of leads to an entrance in the back side of the compound, but it looks like there's some not a key necessarily, but an object that needs to be used to open the entrance.
So, okay, so we need a key to get into the compound, and the only thing is this cabin at the end of the dock.
If you want to go in that specific door, the only way to get in is with an object.
Okay.
It seems we have no choice.
I mean, who needs keys when you got? And I, like, kind of just show off my burglar's gloves. These.
That is true.
Those are excellent gloves, I suppose, but I don't see how they can you stick your fingers into locks and they open?
Pretty much. I mean, it just comes in with, like, built-in
Wow,
tools.
Call, you really
to,
called that shot, didn't you?
it just comes in with built-in tools that let you lockpick stuff, so, you know.
You could attempt to enter the door with those burglar's gloves if you would like to.
Okay, yeah, that's what I want to do.
While he does that, I would like to try to remain as perceptive as the area as possible. I figure my dark vision can help with that.
Okay. So as soon as Jedda starts to step out into the open, there's a low rumbling that starts to occur, and Tony kind of lunges out and grabs Jedda and pulls her back into the cover of the brush as a large metal object surfaces in front of the dock, and 4 creatures exit.
Oh, man.
Wait, a metal object? What kind of
It's a
object?
like a tubular metal object ascended from the depths.
Tubular dude!
Is this a submarine?
It is a submarine.
Oh, shit.
I imagine that none of us have ever seen something like this, though.
I don't think, none of you have ever seen a submarine. So this is fucking insane for you.
What is that?
I have no idea.
Whatever it is, it's quite tubular.
So
I slap bait.
Jesus Christ.
As a renowned and intelligent person with a certain intelligence, it's obvious that this is some form of portal to another dimension. Rises from the water, so it is hidden, and then they are probably coming from, I don't know, some monster dimension.
Miami.
So as
They're coming from Miami.
the 4 creatures exit, I'm going to describe. One of them is a small gnome. They look very disheveled, like they haven't been sleeping much, eating much, just like kind of as if they were subjected to some slave labor. 2 creatures who are just like what appear to be bandit muscle, kind of holding onto the gnome's arms, and one who looks like a pretty important pirate captain. And as soon as that person steps out, you hear Tony whisper, "Holy shit, it's Kizo."
Who's Kizo?
Who's Kizo?
Can we use Kizo to unlock the door? Or?
Oh my god.
All right, and that's where we ended, guys. Thank you so much for
Wait,
that's the end of the
doesn't get
podcast.
slapped for that?
It was this whole podcast was just to get to that joke, and I thank you guys for this journey and for being there with us. Enjoy, I guess, what we've made, and we're done. Goodbye.
Tony whispers under his breath again, "I didn't realize he was in the Badlands."
Who?
Kizo. He used to run jobs with me and Locke on Terra Lantern.
Wait, so he's from the other side of the tear?
Yeah, but he didn't do anything to get banished here. At least, not that I'm aware of.
I mean, I'm guessing whatever they came out of, that lets them pass through the tear? I mean...
Kizo, the important one, begins to walk away, and he shouts back at the bandit captains, "Take care of this for me." And then he walks back into the building by opening the door and then closing it behind him. And as that happens, the 2 henchmen carry the gnome towards the shack as the gnome is screaming for help. "Help! Help, please!"
So Kizo goes back into the big metal tube / submarine.
No. He goes into the compound. The submarine is still on the dock, and the other 2 go into the shack.
So he opens the door to the compound.
He
then.
did.
I'm still technically a sparrow, I think, actually. No, I talked. I shifted out of sparrow. That's done. I'm sorry.
I want to save Locke, but I feel like I want to help him too.
Why can't we do both?
I mean, to be fair, we've showed a propensity for clearing out dangerous situations. I mean, Maeve, if you're up to it, you could probably kick all our asses up and down the Badlands. If we go in there, we'll save whoever you want to save.
You are very aware of the fact that there are only 2 of them in there as well.
I'm going to cast invisibility.
Okay.
Okay, just taking the initiative. All right.
I'm just going to sneak up to the shack.
Are the rest of you following or just letting...
No.
Okay.
I would say I'd watch, but I can't really see him
Okay.
walk
Yeah.
away.
So,
what happens when Kizo went to open the door? Like, what did he do to do that?
okay, so he had 2 objects that he inserted into the door and then had to move them in a pattern as if like working the lock himself rather than having a key. Like he had to pick the lock essentially with these 2 objects.
Oh, interesting.
right.
And did the door close behind him, or is it still open?
Now close behind him. So yeah, Jedda, you sneak your way up. You don't have to roll any stealth because you're invisible. And as you enter the shack, you can see a little bit more detail. So there's a large workshop with a lot of machinery and tools. That drafting table that you saw earlier, an entire like 1-bedroom studio apartment kind of thing with a bed, a kitchen, bathroom, all that fun stuff. You also see what looks like a trap door in the workshop that is completely metal. There's nothing around it, and there's like a table or some area to assemble things on top of it.
Clarifying question. The house is on stilts. Wouldn't we be able to see that there was an attached area to which this trapdoor could lead if it is a trapdoor?
You won't. It's underneath, so you wouldn't be able to see underneath the area from where you're looking at it. You got to get closer to make the angle work.
Oh, okay.
Like just because it's on stilts, the jungle area is above the beach, so it's kind of uphill too.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I was missing. I gotcha. Thanks.
So-
All right, and in the shack, do I see the 2 dudes
yes.
and the gnome?
So they have tied the gnome to a chair, and they're talking about what they want to do with the gnome because the boss just told them to take care of it, quote unquote, kind of leaving it up to them. So they're arguing back and forth on which is the best way to handle the situation.
All right, I'm going to cast Minor Illusion
Okay.
to, like, create the sound of Kizo calling out to them. Hey, get over here real quick.
So one of the bandits goes over and opens the door, kind of leans out and looks back toward the door that Kizo disappeared into. Doesn't see anything and kind of just shrugs.
I cast Minor Illusion again. Hi!
They're super confused because they don't see Kizo. He's like, "Hey, boss, you need something?"
Well, while he has the door open, can I, like, sneak into the
Yeah,
to the
you can
shack?
you can do whatever you want. Just
I'm saying, like, is there enough room for me to, like, get in there without, like...
yeah. So he's got the door swung wide open, and he's leaning his entire body out. So there's enough room where you could go like underneath his arm that's currently holding onto the wall. The rest of you, do you react to this? Or are you still just watching?
Well, we can't
I mean,
see
how-
anything that's
You
happening,
can see
right?
the guy
we just hear-
leaning
we
out
just
the
hear
door.
Some distant, like,
Yeah, you can see the guy leaning out the door now, saying like, "Hey, boss, you need something?" And you would have heard
How
those
far
as
are we?
well. Probably like 30-ish feet.
Okay. Then I will take this opportunity to Misty Step over there.
Okay.
And try to, like, on the back side of the door, so that I am obscured from view, with the intent of catching it.
So yeah, you want to misty step onto the back side of the door.
Yeah, I would like, I see him leaning out the door. I want to have the door between myself and the guy. And then as he goes to close it, see if I can catch it to prevent it from closing.
Would he not just see you?
No, because we're...
If you want to be
There's a door
between
between
him
us.
and the door, you want the door between you two?
Yes.
Okay, I heard it the other way that you wanted to be on the inside.
No,
All right.
I just kind of want to seduce this guy in the
So, yeah.
doorway. That's what I'm going
You
for.
misty step
I
over.
roll to seduce.
What I'm gonna say is instead of going onto the door, you're kind of on the ladder underneath it, and as he goes to close it, you manage to catch it.
Cool.
So Jedda is inside. You are hanging on the ladder.
I'm going to gesture over to Maeve, and I'm going to wave my arm wildly, like, "Hey, come on, come on!"
The guy's still outside, right?
No, he's started to go back in now.
Okay. Then I guess I will sneakily try to move my way down the dock without making noise or trying to draw attention.
Okay, make a stealth check. It's gonna be a pretty easy one.
7 + 7, 14.
Yeah, you're totally fine. And at this moment, Tony starts to run along too. So, Kalt, you are
Kalt,
being
what?
left alone.
Yeah, what's Cult doing?
I'm not good at stealth, guys.
I'm gonna like
I'm just gonna say, just be a bird. Without thinking about it, I'm just gonna blurt that sort of like whispered.
If you want to stay, like by all means stay. It's gonna start to be to the point that you're not doing anything.
I don't know.
I will turn into a bird then. Damn it.
If I'm a bird, you're a bird.
Bait has definitely forgotten in the heat of the moment that Kalt loses most of his faculties when in bird form. And upon Kalt turning into a bird, Bait's like, oh no, okay.
I turn into a little crow.
Oh my god.
He is the quietest of birds.
So you fly over,
And then,
and I'm imagining you kind of perch yourself on the windowsill.
yeah. Start like bonking my head
Yeah.
against the windowsill because I'm a dumb bird.
I mean, to be fair, crows are intelligent.
So yeah,
like,
Crow comes over, starts bonking at the window, and the two bandits look over like, what the fuck?
Wait, let me look up a crow.
I'm gonna wave back at Maeve like, hold on.
There's only Raven.
Okay.
And a Raven has an intelligence of 2.
Yeah.
I call bullshit on that.
I can do mimicry.
Are we really gonna octopus this, guys?
Yes, we are.
No. I will do the caw thing because I'm a bird and I'm dumb. But I'll sit on the windowsill and just stare in.
Yeah, and just cawing away. They look over at you, really confused because like ravens aren't super common here, but they go back to business and they start to take out their weapons to take care of the gnome.
Okay. Once it's clear and I'm gonna like release my breath, I'm gonna like gesture for Tony and Maeve to come up, let them do at their pace or whatever. But once everything is in order, I'm gonna go try to gently pick up Kalt as a crow.
So you're in.
So can I see inside the this hut?
You ran up on the dock, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, so the door starts to quietly open as Bait opens the door from having caught it. So you can see kinda into the area, but because it's such a sharp angle, you kind of only see the ceiling and the heads of the bandits. If you climb up the ladder, just like sneakily, you can see everything.
Okay, so I just want to be able to see into the room.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to cast Hypnotic Pattern inside the cabin.
What does that do exactly?
So Hypnotic Pattern creates
Yeah, I
a
remember
twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube within range. It has a 120-foot range. The pattern appears for a moment and vanishes. Each creature in the area needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Hey, I'm in the room
Yep.
and I'm
Wisdom saving
You're
throw.
invisible.
Wisdom saving
Yeah, I
throw.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, no.
Wisdom saving
I
throw,
am also
baby.
going to subtle cast this to remove the somatic
Yeah, that's fine.
material.
You said a wisdom saving throw?
Yes, wisdom.
Okay, one of them got a 17 and one of them got an 11.
Okay, both fail.
Okay.
And,
Shit.
The gnome will have to make it too.
And I'm gonna have to make it too, won't I?
Yes, you will.
Oh god.
Does Kalt as a bird have to do it? Because he can see through the window?
I shield his eyes. I shield the crow's eyes.
I keep on trying to like get my head around it.
I'm like, no, stop. Ow, it bit me.
6. It's 6. I got
Okay,
it.
Jedda
Okay,
fails as well.
so,
So,
every single creature fails.
no, the gnome got a nat 20.
Okay, so as the spell takes place, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Oh, shit.
So they're basically just in a stupor.
Right.
And they can't make a save while I'm concentrating on this for the minute. So this happens, and then I'm going to say, go, get the gnome, get the gnome.
For flavor purposes, does the gnome still see the illusion, just not affected by it?
Sure.
Okay, so the gnome is like cowering in fear, like, oh, please don't hurt me. And then they see this flash of light, like, envelop the entire room around them, and the two guards and Jedda. Does Jedda have to break concentration on the invisibility?
So if she's incapacitated, then she would drop
Okay,
concentration.
so all
she
of a
would appear
sudden,
now.
Jedda appears, and the gnome, like, gets freaked out, like, what the hell is happening? And
Yeah, Bait outside the window holding Kalt. He's like, oh, that's where she went. Okay.
Also, Pat, just so you know, the spell ends for a creature if it takes damage or if someone else uses an action to shake them out of it.
okay, so
I'm like, don't touch the guards. Just get everyone else.
I mean, at this point, Tony will probably just go in and kind of get the gnome, and then he'll spot Jedda is also in a stupor and kind of just like shake her out of it, like, come on, we gotta go.
Oh, jeez. Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. Then Bait's gonna run in with Kalt and just kind of say like, Maeve, are we just gonna try to get out with these folks, or are we going deeper? What are we doing? Where are we going?
I don't know. Hey, Mr. Gnome, what's up? Who are you?
We don't have time for this. And then
Yeah. Hey, let's leave and then talk about it. All right.
the gnome says, quickly, to the Tide Pod.
Excuse me.
What?
What a beautiful name. I have just
God.
exited my bird form to ask you, where did you get the idea for such a name
What?
like that?
I'm sorry. What's a Tide Pod?
The thing that's parked right over there.
You know how I said this? All of that was leading up to the stupid pun that Matt did before. This is the stupid pun this Paul was heading for.
I had this
We
cooking
can legitimately end this podcast now.
for months. I had this so planned out. It was going to be incredible. And then I thought a Tide
We're
Pod.
done. This
It
is
was
done.
so good.
We're
All right.
done. You're done. I'm done.
So the
We're all
gnome,
done here.
The gnome begins to run toward the Tide Pod. Do you follow?
Yeah, sure. All right. Run
Of
towards
course,
the
I'll go to the Tide Pod.
Okay, so you all get into the Tide Pod, close it up. The gnome starts to sail it away. Not like a large distance, just to kind of get you into a safe area to regroup and talk it all out. As they come to a halt and like spin back in the captain's chair, they go, "Whew! I should thank you, but who are you?"
A very dizzy person. Okay, which one of you did that?
You're welcome.
Bait is going to step up. Never mind who we are. We're here for Locke.
This is true. We can't leave at this moment. We have greater business. We can't leave with this gnome.
Well,
I mean,
I would like to leave eventually.
Who are you? Like, what is this thing?
Oh, pardon my manners. My name is Ivo Lishi. I'm a gnome inventor. The Black Tide stole me away from my family, and they used me to come up with this contraption.
What does this contraption do?
Oh, you can stay down in the water forever. It's quite amazing, actually. I developed a method in which it uses the water around us to create oxygen.
That's cool.
I'm somewhat of a genius.
Bait is in wonder, like in awe.
So they use this thing to travel back and forth between the mainland and the Badlands. I thought they would let me go, but it seems they had other plans.
At the sound of that, Maeve's eyes widen at the sound of something potentially being able to get through the tear so easily. And
Yeah.
Shit.
okay, so we need to go back and we need to get Locke. And I guess this is. Maeve breaks the bottle. I dub thee the friendship too.
Where'd she get the bottle?
Oh, there's probably a bottle on. Yeah, it's a submarine. You got sailors.
You do not want drunk people in a submarine.
Um,
Something can go horrible.
Ivo kind of goes, I will be happy to help you escape, but I'm afraid I won't be much use to you in the compound. I will keep the submarine safe, and then when you rescue your friend, I'll meet you.
Submarine? What's a submarine?
Oh my god, I hate you.
Tide Pod.
Okay, now I understand.
This thing is a submarine, but we dubbed it a Tide Pod. Kind of similar to how the bag of blowing they use is called a fart sack. It's colloquialisms.
You know, I gotta say, the Black Tide is really good with names.
Well, with a name like Black Tide, who can blame them? Alright, so do you accept this deal where they will hold the Tide Pod for you while you go back and rescue Locke?
Without thinking, I say yes. I'm not even gonna bother with an insight check because
Yeah.
Nope. Sounds
the promise of
sounds
home is
good.
too good to be true.
Bait is just going to say, well, it looks like once we have Locke back with us, you've got a ticket home, my friend.
Fucking Tide Pods, really, Pat?
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
Wait, hold on a second. Could we have waited on the little shoreline over there and then surfed over here?
It's
I
too
feel like-
dangerous.
It's what?
It's too dangerous to surf at night.
Sure.
I am just not okay. You know what? I'm just gonna roll with the punches on this.
That is a
one.
real thing. People don't surf at night.
Yeah, but the water's so clear.
The water's clear. You wouldn't be able to see jack shit.
Yeah.
I have night vision.
Unless, okay, you would be able to. Tony would not be able to.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Dwarves have dark vision.
do hill dwarfs have dark vision? I don't think
All
hill dwarfs
do. I
do.
thought because
Yeah,
sure?
dwarves do.
Oh,
Yeah,
yep, he does.
Because they mine underground. Yeah.
Fuck
But
off.
that's
You
okay.
guys
I
already
stroke my
sailed.
chin at these
Shut up.
remarks, becoming more and more suspicious.
the waters
of
are
Tony.
dangerous.
The waters are dangerous.
Sharks are out of
All
it.
right. There are sharks.
Oh, fucking sharks.
So,
Oh yeah, don't want that.